Hi, I'm Kathy Ferris, stay-at-home mom, stand-up comedian, snack cake enthusiast, and a Regis alum. And this is OutREGIS. It's a place where I get to connect and catch up with other alum in the comfort of my home, wearing yoga pants and a dressy top. Let's get started. Well, this week I'm really excited because this episode is going to be epic. One, because I spent a little bit of my Sister Wives TLC TV watching time to binge watch videos on how to become a YouTube sensation. So that's happening. And two, we have a guest who not only is a graduate of the class of 1994, she's part of the oh my God, hold on 1 second. You know what's happening? Who's at the door? I'm doing my brilliant stuff. It's okay. We can keep that in. This is what happens.
It does.
I'm becoming a YouTube
Happens
sensation.
here
What do
too.
you need? I don't know if you wanted a burger for dinner. I don't want. No, I'm fine. I don't need a burger for dinner. Jesus. Bye. We're taking orders.
I'm glad
good.
I'm not alone.
Do you want me to start that again? Thanks for being professional about this. You are my favorite guest so far. And that's hard because the other two are Facebook friends of mine, so this is going to get awkward. As I was saying about my big buildup, I was looking at my notes. Not only is she a graduate from the class of 1994, she doesn't even look like she graduated in 1994, first of all. Secondly, she's part of the Regis team, and she works there. She is fantastic, and I'm introducing her, and her name is Julie Dowd. Now, I really feel like I should do the whole thing over again. I'm not. We're doing this. You guys, welcome Julie Dowd. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Kathy. Thanks so much. It's so nice to meet you over Zoom. But
yeah,
this is so fun, kind of impromptu last minute, but it's really fun. So I saw your other videos, and I think it's great that you're doing this. So thanks for the opportunity.
Well, I hope you're not intimidated by how professional I am about this. I actually don't do this for a living.
Your background is very intimidating. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you want to borrow one of my books? I have a pipe here if you're interested. No?
That I might need.
Yours is, I like your background as well.
Oh,
is that
thanks.
a real background?
Those are my boys when they were, I think they were 2. Yeah, so that's like 15 years ago. So
are they paintings?
Yeah, portraits I had done up in Rockport. A friend's family member was an artist, so she took photographs of the boys and then painted them. So
wow,
they hate them, but I love them, so up they stay.
Well, so far you're killing this interview by not only just being a professional and working through my bad intro. You have portraits of your kids.
And no recent pictures. Very few recent pictures of my kids.
Nobody needs.
They won't let me take their picture. Get away from me, Mom.
They got a portrait. Why would they need that? Let's get into this. You are you're a Regis grad. Yep. What did you major in?
1 million years ago, 1990, I landed in the campus and decided to major in biology. So I always loved science. My mother was a nurse. A lot of medical professionals in my family. So I majored in bio, thinking maybe nursing, but not sure, maybe teaching, and wound up working. There was a wonderful nun. Her name was Sister Cabrini. She was in her 80s when I had her back in the 90s. She took us to Oak Ridge, Tennessee on a trip to study nuclear radiation. I don't know about the other women that were there. I didn't learn much about nuclear radiation, but I had a ball with the other kids from other schools that were there. So we had a lot of fun. It was just such a great experience. And it's one of my fondest memories from Regis is that trip down to Oak Ridge, Tennessee. So
I love the fact that you're like, we had such a great time. Nuclear radiation.
Like I said, I don't remember much about the nuclear radiation, but I remember the cute guys and the stuff we did at nighttime.
So now you're at Regis and you got there in March, right? And
yes.
And you are in the institutional advancement team. Is that where you are? Did I
Yes.
say that right?
Yep, that's exactly right. So I guess it was a few years back. I moved, I was divorced and remarried, my choosing, remarried, moved to Wayland, which isn't far from the campus in Weston. And at the time, my younger son was only in 5th grade, so I still needed childcare and things of that nature. So again, there I was nearly 30 years later, reaching back to Regis saying, hey, do you have any babysitters? Are there any nursing students? And was connected with somebody, Rachel Britton. So she was great. She helped Thomas after school a couple of days a week, my younger son. And in that process, I was reacquainted or came to know Susan Kennedy, who's the director of internships and career development. And we just hit it off. She had such a great energy. I just really liked her. And we just maintained contact. And as opportunities presented themselves at Regis, I would say to her, keep me posted, let me know if there's a fit. Susan reached out maybe about a year ago and said, look, there's a couple of positions. I think you really want to think about this. So the process just kind of evolved and unfolded, and here I am.
Tell me about your role. Like, what's involved in what you're doing?
Okay, so it's really about the Regis Fund, which is the main fund for the college, the annual fund for the college. And in my role, I'm tasked with building alumni relationships and bringing in new donors and cultivating and stewarding the donors that we do have. So it's a little bit of both. It's bringing in, hopefully, people who um, care about the mission and message of Regis, kind of building that base of donors, as well as continuing to solicit and work with the existing donor base.
If people have like questions or want information about this, like how would they get in touch with you?
Thanks a lot, Kathy. That's great. And like you, before I began this job, I didn't really give much thought to it. The mailer would come, I'd put it on the dining room table and say, "Yep, I'll get to that. I'd like to send a little something," and then I never would. Um, they can call me. We're all working remotely, so cell phone is best. That's 617-306-3067. And I'm also letting people know they can definitely email me. It's julie.dowd@regiscollege.edu. And I'd love to talk to anybody, just to share a laugh or talk about a story or an old professor.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do have a question. So, if people are interested, but they just don't have the financial, means right now to do that, are there other ways that people can
Yep.
contribute or help?
Absolutely. We have, I mentioned Susan Kennedy earlier when we were talking. She runs all of the internships. Obviously, that's hard right now with everybody working remotely. But I've had a few alums in the short time that I've been back with Regis, who one executive at HP down in Texas said, look, I'd love to have, get involved in career counseling or have new grads take a first job out of college. So there's lots of ways that aren't necessarily financial to get involved and support the college. They have career conferences a couple times a year on campus when we're not in the middle of a pandemic. And they'll have people come in, specialists come in from different industries and talk to the students and get them excited about thinking about different career opportunities. So there's so many different ways to help.
What's your favorite part about this job so far?
I think it's the team that I'm working with. I've had some great conversations with alums, more seasoned alums and younger alums, but I'd say the team, because I was only there for 2 weeks before they had to close the campus because of the pandemic. So they closed up shop, sent all of us packing to work remotely in our dining rooms or kitchen tables. And I've been able to kind of build a rapport and have felt a part of the team, even though I'm the new kid on the block. So that's really been wonderful.
And are you homeschooling as well?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of fun. I have an 8th grader. My younger one, Thomas, is in 8th grade, and he learns a little differently. So he has some challenges around that. Mm-hmm. So that's been quite an experience. I'm not a good 8th grade algebra teacher. I've learned that. So I have signs posted on the doors in the dining room that say, "Mom's on the phone," underline, "Do not disturb." And they're they're old enough that they're pretty good about it. My other son is a junior at Wayland High. He drives, he's got his car. He wants to be left alone for the most part. And then my stepson lives with us as well. So I have a 19-year-old stepson, Brian, who is autistic. So it's been a real change and struggle for him. So we're managing a lot over here, but we're doing okay. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm impressed that nobody has interrupted you to ask you what you wanted for dinner.
They were threatened to within an inch of their life, so they know not to come in.
Well, I do that anyway. I guess I'm just not good at it.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I'm happy for you. Congratulations on this new job. Let's talk a little personally. Let's get people to get to know you a little bit. Where do you spend, if you have a free day, not now in the pandemic, right? But where do you spend your time?
Outside for the most part. I love, if it's not a girls' night surrounded by a couple bottles of wine and cheese and crackers, I love to be outside with my husband. We were married 2 years ago. We've been together for 6 years. He's an avid cyclist, so I've kind of taken that up the past couple of years. So we do a lot of bike riding. My kids like to bike ride, and John and I will go kayaking. And we do a little bit of hiking, not so much. I'd call it more walking in the woods. It's not really hiking. But that's kind of my ideal day, and I want to end it, with a bottle of wine sitting somewhere.
Wow.
After burning off those calories, probably just put them right back on.
Your family sounds like one of those Alexa commercials where, they're boating and they're running and they're biking and then they're around the kitchen island eating like a balanced meal.
Not necessarily. Nah.
So what's the best gift you ever got?
That one I was intrigued by. I liked that question. I think the best gift I ever got, it's kind of deep, which I'm not really, but is probably the strength to leave my first husband after 13 years and having lost my mother to ovarian cancer a couple years before that. I felt like she was with me and helping me through that. So that was a tremendous gift. And then I'd say, I think everybody would probably say their children, but aside from that, I think that was the biggest gift. And then the faith and hope to trust again and to put myself back out there and meet somebody. And I swore I would never get married again, and then did. So, so that feels really good. It feels really good. It's tough. I mean, it's a mixed bag with blended family and a lot of kids and different personalities, but we're doing it day by day. We say our credo is one kiddo, one challenge, one day at a time. So that's that's our credo. Yep.
That was actually one of my questions that I don't even know if I put on there. Like, what is your mantra?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
survival. Survival with this chaotic, crazy blended family. Yeah.
Right. Yep. New job, new situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have those portraits and cycling, and wow.
Yeah. Escape as often as possible. That is the key.
I really liked your answer, because when somebody asked me that question, I was like, oh, those cakes that you make in a mug? That was mine. Okay, Julie, one more question. Yeah. What are the 3 things you think about the most in your day?
Right now, as of about a week ago, so the college was not soliciting at all for obvious reasons. But right now, I've got a pretty lofty goal that I have to meet by June 30th. I think about the kids right now with this pandemic. I know it's been hard for everybody, and not to get heavy about it, but it's hard enough for everyday people like us. It's more challenging for people who learn differently or who go through life a little differently. So that worries me. I think about that.
Thank you so much for taking time. I know you guys are swamped right now, to do this with me, and for people to get to know you a little bit, and to making my episode 3 epic. And I do think I'm going to become like a YouTube sensation and
All right.
influencer.
I like it.
So who knows? Maybe I'll donate a tree someday or something.
That's so funny. Thank you so much, Kathy. It was really nice to get to know you and spend a couple minutes talking with you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, Julie.
All right. Have a great night. Take care.
You too. You
Bye.
too. Thanks so much for checking us out. To recommend an alumni that would be great for OutREGIS, or to just find out more about Regis alumni, or Kathy, or any of our featured guests, click the link below, send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Come back next week, because by then we're going to have this thing mastered.